Well,
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's me.
it's always you, Dana. It's always you.
Awesome.
It's always me.
So again, my name's Morgan McDonald. I'm the head of sales and partnerships from Pat Live. Pat Live is a 24/7, 365 virtual receptionist service. And so primarily what we do is we answer inbound phone calls for small business owners. That's really the core of what we do. There's a lot of other stuff that surrounds that. But the main function of what we do is making sure that when somebody calls you, it's answered by a live human 24/7, and that they follow a lot of your specific instructions for qualification, gathering information. We can even do scheduling or whatever you might need a normal receptionist to handle over the phone. Pat Live's been in business for about 30 years now. Initially, we were primarily focused on the telephony side, so phone systems, digital VoIP solutions, things like that. What we found when we were selling those solutions is that there was actually more demand for answering the calls, not just providing phone numbers to people. So we moved into sort of a virtual assistant, virtual office, and virtual reception area where we could be really flexible and handle the needs of growing companies at a much lower price point than it would take to hire someone in-house. That's kind of the main value premise, is that to get somebody who can answer for you 24/7, you would really need 3 people. And to make sure that you're never missing a call, it would take potentially a half dozen to a dozen individuals in-house. And anyone who's ever tried to hire someone understands all of the costs and logistics that go into something like that. So real estate and real estate investors has been kind of our primary vertical that we operate in. We work probably 70% of our clients are in the industry. It's where we cut our teeth. It's where we really built our reputation, is for these types of services, mainly because, as you guys know, there's a lot that goes into the qualification side of things here. We have to make sure that your time is maximized and that the efficiency of your work is really focused on building the business, building your own book of business. So anything that we can take off your hands logistically is a real net benefit to you, and that you have a lot more time given back. And that's a big value to any small business owner. So we can technically service any industry, we can technically service any small business needs, but this is really the core of what we do. Is what you guys and your clients have asked us to do. Whether that's taking messages, whether that's gathering additional information through qualification, and just making sure that there's a really professional first impression created with everyone who reaches out to you. Last thing you want to do is spend any kind of money on marketing or create any sort of word of mouth reputation, and then their first experience with you is just leaving a message on an answering machine or not getting a hold of you at all. That's having a professional voice that's really answering their questions as appropriate, putting them through a quick and efficient process as a huge first step for any small business. And that's really what we do. For the particulars of how Pat Live works, it's a month-to-month service, so there's no long-term contract necessary. Most people start on our plan, which with the discount you get through Bennett is about $200 a month. And we bill based on the number of receptionist minutes that you use. So it's not really about giant packages or giant commitments of any kind. It's really just paying for exactly the service that you're using with us. Like I said, we're available 24/7, 365. And we have an existing script that we've used and has been provided by the Bennetts here. But we can also customize that for anything that you prefer or anything that's particular to you. So it's really great. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or design a process or come up with anything. We have best practices from 30 years of doing this. We know what people like, what works best, and what presents the most professional image of the company. In addition to that, we can also do live chat. So that's something where if somebody is directed to a website, there's the little box in the bottom. We can staff that with live people to answer people's questions, direct them to resources. And we're getting ready to launch some additional features, which I'll pass on to Greg and Keith when we do actually launch this feature. But it's going to involve outbound calling as well. So we're going to be able to make outbound calls on your behalf using the same employees and same structure that we use currently. So without having to have a separate company or an additional white label or anything like that. We're just working at the kinks of the technology right now, but it's going to be a really big jump for us as well to be able to offer an even wider range of administrative support to you guys. In addition, we do some VA work for people where we log into systems and enter information for them, but a lot of people just use us in our simplest form, which is just a high quality answering service that sounds like an in-house receptionist. That's the crux of what we do. So I'm obviously happy to elaborate further or answer any specific questions anyone has, or Keith and Greg, if there's something you want me to touch on specifically, I'm happy to do that as well.
So I've been using your services, I'm going to say 10 years, but it's probably longer than that.
This sounds about right, yeah.
And I'm currently using Pat Live. And so my my Google Voice number, which I put on all of my advertising, goes straight to Pat Live. And so if someone wants to call me at right now, it's going to go to Pat Live. I like them because they will do a live handover. So so if you were to call them now, they will call me to see if I can answer. And if I'm in a meeting or if I'm busy, I think they would have already gone through the questions. So they'll just email me all the information. And so they have a caller ID where they capture the phone numbers. They do ask for a good number. And then we have, I don't know how many, 6, 7, 8 questions that we ask them to ask the potential client. And so for all my advertising, even though I have a full staff in my office, we're just so busy with what we do. I just let them, I look at them as just really like another employee of mine.
Yeah. And what you mentioned there is really crucial, which is when you're doing that type of advertising, you're likely to get a real mix of calls. So there's people who are curious, there's people who are your ICP that are seriously interested, and there are probably spam calls and other stuff that you don't want to waste your time dealing with, and you don't want your staff, your full-time employees wasting their hours dealing with either. So we can really streamline that for you and only transfer you things that are kind of pre-qualified. So really, when a call is coming in through us, if you're available, it's a really solid lead. And if it's something that's outside of the bounds of that or doesn't fit into your thing, we can still send you the message, but you can deal with that in your own time. You don't have to be bothered and interrupted in the middle of your day.
So generally speaking, though, is there a policy as to how fast you guys answer the call after X amount of rings, or how does that?
It can depend on how people forward us the calls. Some people make it ring to them first and then have it roll over to us if they don't pick up within a certain number. So that would obviously extend it. But when a call rings to us, we pick it up within 2 to 3 rings. That's the standard that we set across the board. If it ever slips below that, we adjust our staffing as needed to make sure that that doesn't happen. We have a lot of good tech in place to activate and shift rollover calls to appropriate groups of receptionists. And we used to be an in-office solution. So we used to have our own call centers down in Tallahassee that we operated off of, probably when you first started with us, Greg. But eventually, post-COVID, we moved to more of a hybrid model, and now it's actually mostly remote work. So we were able to hire more receptionists in different time zones, which helped us do a lot more of the 24/7 coverage and be a lot more consistent in terms of picking up the calls right away. That was really a big turning point for us. As hard as COVID was for our business to adapt and flip on a dime, long term, it really did benefit us in terms of costs, overhead, as well as the consistency and quality with which we're operating.
Okay. Any questions, you guys? Any guys have any questions? So this is, we wanted to bring, we're starting to bring some of our affiliates just to speak to us for a few minutes on these Q&A calls. And like I said, I've used Pat Live for, I can't even tell you how many years. And they've been really consistent. I think the industry, and this will be my last question, the industry is kind of going towards an AI solution.
Mhm.
What's your feeling on that? And is that something that you guys are looking to do?
Yeah, so it's funny you asked that because, and real quick, a little background on myself. I've been in this industry about 10 years. I've worked for 4 of the major providers in the space and consulted for a couple others. I was originally going to be a consultant for Pat Live, but they brought me in as a full-time employee to train their sales team. And for me, I've seen the whole progression of automated solutions, and now in the last few years, especially just a rapid increase in the technology from AI. And we actually had conversations today with a couple different providers who are looking to partner with us, and we would potentially look to integrate their features as another option for our clients. So it's definitely on the table. It's definitely something that we're thinking about and considering, and we really have to assess the quality of these products before we bring them on board because they've made a lot of progress, but anyone who's used them can tell you it works really well when callers follow a normal sort of expected script in how they communicate. But callers are really random. And a lot of times there's a communication error, a language barrier, the phone connection's not great, or anything like that. And an AI really can't do anything in that situation. So even when there's an AI solution, we are pretty confident you're still going to want a backup solution. Not to mention the people who hear that it's an AI and just immediately demand to speak to somebody live, which does happen. So there's still a function for us in a sort of rollover or sort of niche boutique use case. And then, I think that the human side of things really does, again, create that first impression, that you really care about your customers, you really care about your potential clients, and you want to make sure that they're having the best experience possible. As everyone else kind of goes to automated solutions and AI, I think that our product will stick out even more as something that people really appreciate because it's less common. They're not getting to speak to live people as often. I think that's better for what we do because we can provide that to you at a really similar cost. I looked at the cost of some of these AIs today, and they started at free to $50, and now they're moving up into the $200 to $500 a month range for the full featured stuff, the same things that we do. And I'm like, that's the same price point that we're at. If they can offer something at a tenth of the cost, I get it. But if it's going to be the same price point, I'd rather have a live person on the line. So we'll see how it all shakes out. It's going to be definitely an interesting next 5 years. And I think at some point we'll be integrating what we see kind of the cream rising to the top of the providers, whoever has the best technology or whoever fits the best with what we do. We want to make sure that we're providing our clients with all the tools at their disposal for depending on, what their needs are. So I think we'll definitely be integrating something. The question for us is really, do we develop it ourselves because we have a great team of developers, or do we buy somebody else's service or white label somebody else's service and integrate it? Because, don't rebuild the wheel all over again if you don't have to.
Yeah. And then, so I would think with the AI solutions, though, the benefit for the consumer would be that maybe the price would go down.
Right. It should be, in my mind, it should be the $0 to $100 solution. If it goes over $100, I don't really see the net advantage for a lot of consumers to take a risk on something that's not, fully fleshed out technology. But, things they do have entry level packages sometimes that are around $50, and that's more intriguing to me. That's something that I think the consumers could have as a entry level to the service or as integrated as a part of our service. We would be able to give it as an option on any type of call. And a lot of it requires escalation. So the AI does some initial question taking and then routes the call appropriately, sometimes to an internal person on your side, sometimes to a representative to do a full intake or get more details. It just depends on the specific use case.
Hey, Morgan, I have a quick question. Are
Mhm.
you able, with the clients that you have to know which of your clients have websites, that they have a number obviously on the website and they're getting calls via the website?
Mhm. Yeah, so, and are you asking in terms of like, will we handle it differently
No,
depending
I
on that?
guess I'm just curious because I know of some investors that have websites
Mhm.
that very well may want to, just increase their daily productivity by having
Mhm.
a service.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, we can provide a forwarding number, so they don't have to change any of the numbers on their website. They can just leave it as is and forward the calls to us as needed. But yeah, that's a big, anyone who has a number on their website knows that you can get calls at all hours, random times, inopportune times, times when you're busy. And that's like the main thing, value that we're providing here is making sure that that's immediately handled in the same way every time. It's about quality, but it's also about consistency.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else have any questions before we move on with the Q&A? Anybody else? Morgan, I think we're good. I appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. I'll drop into the chat your guys' affiliate link here. So if anyone's interested in getting more information, just talking to one of our sales reps or talking to myself, you can follow that link. It's a special pricing that we do for Bennett because they're an affiliate partner of ours. But yeah, feel free to reach out with any questions or give it a try. We do offer a 14-day free trial. So if you're just curious to see if it's a good fit for you, you're welcome to try that out. There's no obligation. We want to make sure that we're earning your business every month and that it really is providing a good ROI for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Morgan.
Awesome, guys.
We'll have to
Good
have
seeing
you back next month, perhaps.
Happy to do it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys. Bye.
All right. So, Keith, you've got a couple questions. But
I've got, yeah.
Well, I just want to say again, you guys, that as far as my investing, it just saves a lot of time. Once your business starts to pick up, you're not going to want to miss any calls. And so I went to a seminar many years ago. I remember, I think it was in New York City, and I forget the lady's name. I think her last name is Thompson. She did a lot of seminars back then, and she mentioned Pat Live. And she was doing, a few flips a month and built up a really big business. I think she was in Connecticut and then eventually moved to Florida for the tax write-offs. And I said, if it's good for her, I'm going to try it. And I tried it, and I've used it for my real estate brokerage as well. But for my investment business, I've always used Pat Live as a solution to answering the phones, because what happens is you guys do some marketing, that potential motivated seller is not just calling you, they're calling other people. You want to make sure that they get someone live when they call. A lot of people nowadays, they don't want to leave messages on answering services. So you want to find a live solution. And so I've used Pat Live, like I said, for many, many years. All right, Keith, what do we got?
So Greg, I've got an REI print mail question. Do you know of, or can you tell us of any success stories of someone that's used REI print mail? Perhaps that's yourself. And then the follow-up question to that was, what niche is best used when using REI print mail?
So REI print mail, for those that don't know, is a direct mail solution, postcards. And so I've used REI print mail, and they spoke a couple weeks ago to us.
Yeah.
And the reason why I use them is because you get a coach that will coach you throughout the whole process, and before, during, and after the process, to coach you along on what you should be doing, who you should be sending to, what messages to put on either the postcards or the letters. I have gotten calls. My calls again go to Pat Live. So all my postcards with REI print mail, the phone number on there goes directly to Pat Live. But yeah, I've gotten one or two novation deals from there. They're very familiar with predictive data. And so as a real estate investor, we want to, and you guys know I've talked about predictive data for a minute now. And so we want to get the best data possible. And spending money on companies like DataFlick and Audantic, their data, which is the best data, is going to cost you like $2,500 a month. But that data can predict when a potential motivated seller is going to sell within a 90-day period. And they take like 40 different data points that they pull from the internet, and they use, AI technology to predict when a motivated seller is going to sell. By using REI print mail, you can utilize their predictive data without the cost. You're really just paying for the postcards. And then also with REI print mail, they're gonna mail out the postcards for you to your targeted list, but then they're also going to send you that list. So with that list, you can then send that list to a skip trace company, and they'll send that list back to you with phone numbers, and then you can get your virtual assistants to make those calls for you. So it's a marketing mix. REI, and a lot of postcard companies, direct mail companies, they don't do that. They don't send you the list. But REI print mail, they'll send you the list. And so now you can make calls or get your virtual assistants to make calls, and postcards will go out. You can also use text message marketing as well with that same list of phone numbers. But I've had lots of success. Most of you guys know I'm in a mastermind, and REI print mail is in my mastermind. And a lot of the investors nationally use REI print mail.
So Greg, do you have a specific niche of motivated seller that you target?
So I think the best niches are pre-foreclosures in a particular geographical location. I think out-of-state absentee owners has always worked. I think that homeowners that own their properties free and clear. I think those are good lists as well. So if you can get a list from REI print mail, or you can actually pull a free list from PropWire. You can pull a free list of absentee owners, out-of-state absentee owners in a certain geographical location. You can pull that list, and you can actually send that list to them. They can do the mailing using your list. But I would say pre-foreclosures is a good list to get. I would say that out-of-state absentee owners is good. It's a great list. And then just a predictive data list. If you can get a predictive data list, that's going to cost more, but it's going to save you a lot of time and make you a whole lot of money. Because the probability of them eventually buying is much greater than just a general blanket list of homeowners in a certain area. We got to break that list down so that the probability of them selling is a lot greater. And so you've got to ask yourself, who's going to sell? Who's our targeted audience for investors? And our targeted audience are, like I said, the pre-foreclosures, probate, absentee owners, divorce, tax issues, delinquencies, those kinds of things. And then what the predictive data does is they take all of those things that I just mentioned, and they can give you a list of all of those people that meet all of those data points. And so that's the new way to really market and use a list along with direct mail postcards.
Greg, I have no more questions. Akia, I put PropWire's website in the chat. But like Greg was saying, it's a free site and it works. We use it here in the office, and other investors use it as well. So as Greg always says, we have to do something, or we have to use the products out there and get a plan together and then execute.
All right, you guys, any questions that you guys may have? Any success stories, any questions that you guys have, anything that we can answer for you that's going to help get you through this week and help you make some money. We Andre Cooper, one of our coaching students, former coaching students, had a settlement today. I put that on Facebook, and it's a wholesale deal. And so for the real estate agents, he found the property and got a commission. He listed the property, and then he found the buyer. So he got the full 6% commission, and the buyer paid him a wholesale fee of $10,000, but we just call it a buyer agent bonus. So he got a 6% commission, and he got a bonus. So today he got paid 3 ways. This buyer is going to flip the property. That buyer is going to give him a relist. So he's going to relist the property with the chance of definitely getting a commission on the buyer side, and possibly on the seller side, and if he finds the buyer, he's going to get paid on the buyer side. So on this one deal, he's already gotten paid 3 different ways. He's guaranteed to get paid a 4th way because he's already signed a listing agreement so that when this client renovates the property, he's going to list. So that's 4 payments. And then if he finds the buyer for that listing, for that relist, he'll get paid a 5th way. And so oftentimes I get asked the question, should I get my real estate license? And what Andre did answers the question. Without a real estate agent, if you're not a real estate agent, you would have had to refer that deal out. But because he has a license, he's guaranteed to get paid 4 ways on one deal, and he might get paid, if he can find a buyer, a 5th way. And so today was a good day for him.
It was.
You guys can do the same thing, those that are agents. But just make sure, I think one of the lessons is make sure that you get the relist, that he got that signed today. All right, anybody, you guys are kind of quiet today. This is the quietest you guys have been in a while. Any questions? I guess everything is going good. Any questions, comments, anybody? We can adjourn the meeting if there's no questions.
How much that gentleman was on? I missed the amount. How much does that cost?
How much was the settlement today?
No, he's
No,
talking about Pat Live.
Pat Live.
So Dana, I think just go to the link, and I think the pricing is there. And in any case, you're going to get like 2 free weeks to try it out.
Okay.
But I believe he said somewhere around or less than $200 a month or something like that. But don't quote me on that.
Okay. Fine. I'll take a look.
Yeah, but the way I look at it, Dana, is if I had an employee answering my calls, I'm going to have to pay them. Nowadays the rate is like $20 to $22 an hour. And so if you do the math, and then you're paying. I pay somewhere, I don't even know how much I pay, but somewhere between $100 and $200 a month. And they're answering your calls 24/7, like 24/7. So
Okay,
I wouldn't do it any other way.
yeah, makes sense. Thanks.
All right, anybody else? Any questions, comments, successes, failures? All right, Keith, I think that's it. I think we can watch the Democratic convention.
DNC, yeah.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Greg and Keith. How are you? It's Elizabeth. How are you doing?
Hello,
Hey,
Elizabeth.
how's it going, Elizabeth?
It's going, Greg. I have a question though, because I'm trying to, I think based on our last discussion, I'm trying to really automate or learn how to automate some of the systems following after generating the lead. And so I wanted to know, I came in a little late on the call, so I wasn't sure if I missed anything about Pat Live, but what do you think is the benefit, or is there a benefit utilizing the VA versus Pat Live? Which one would you get more bang for your bucks for?
You said a VA?
Yes, a virtual assistant.
So I've done both. And what I like about Pat Live is it's much cheaper. So it's much cheaper. You can cancel at any time. There's no issue with accent. They're all American people, assistants. So I've used like assistants from other countries, and there's a slight accent. So the reason why I like Pat Live in this case is there's no accent. So they're based out of, I forget where he said they're based out of.
Well, he's based in Oregon, but they're all over the place. He said between here.
So they're US based, and they're going to come out cheaper for you. Now with the VA, if you hire the VA to answer your calls, you're going to have VAs doing other things for you as well. Because it's just not worth the cost of a VA, even if you're paying a VA, let's say $7 an hour, even that's not worth the cost of them or their time just sitting around waiting on your calls. While they're sitting around, you could have them doing some marketing and things like that. With Pat Live, at least for now, they're just answering your calls. So, and you just pay one flat fee a month. So that's how it works out.
Okay, and with Pat Live, they're answering your calls. Are they're forwarding the calls to you? Or are they doing like they're following a script to get more information about the properties?
So they are forwarding the calls. So they'll do a live transfer. So someone calls them up. They'll take down all their information. They'll ask them all the questions that the script that you give them, and then they'll say, well, let me see if I can get Mr. Bennett on the phone. And so they'll call me up, and if I'm available, I'll take the live call. So they'll transfer the call to me. If I'm not available, or if I don't answer the call, like I could be in a meeting, I don't answer, then they'll send me an email. They'll tell them that Mr. Bennett will give you a call today, and they'll send me an email with all the information, their name, number, time they called, and they'll have about 6 or 7 questions that they asked them, and they'll have all the answers right there. And they'll have, at the bottom, they'll have like a note section with any relevant notes that's not part of the questions.
Okay, thank you.
I highly recommend it because all of us are busy, and almost all of you guys are part-time investors. So you're not going to always have time to answer your own calls. They're going to go to voicemail. And with Pat Live, no call goes to voicemail. They answer and it's 24/7. So they answer 24/7. And that's another advantage of them versus a VA. A VA is only going to work they're going to work set hours within an eight hour day, whether you have them working full-time or part-time. But after hours, it's going to go to a voicemail. With Pat Live, they're 24/7 all year round, weekends, holidays, everything.
That sounds like
Okay,
it's worth.
thanks.
Go ahead, Dana.
I was just saying, it sounds like it's worth it, especially once you got the calls coming in. Once you've marketed yourself, this is my perspective. Once I've marketed myself to bring the calls in, and that's definitely worth it.
So Dana, how do you handle it now? Because I know you get calls. Or you just
Well, my phone is on my hip all the time. But I'm not
Okay.
getting that many calls. I'm not getting that many calls. I'm not getting calls like that yet. You know, and that's only because I'm so busy with my service work, haven't been able to put the time in to bring those calls in. I got a plan in place, but I just haven't had a chance, with it being summertime and real busy, I've had a chance to put it in action. So in the fall, things should change somewhat.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else? Is anything else that we can do to help you guys tonight? All right. Anything else, Dana?
No, I think that's it, Greg. I mean, still got some things I'm dealing with, but we can talk offline.
Okay. All right, you guys. If you guys have any questions about real estate investing, you guys know how to get a hold of us. You can DM me, call me. Most of you guys have my phone number. I'm happy to be of assistance. If you have some deals you want me to vet, I'll be going out most mornings looking at properties. If any of you guys want to shadow me, just give me a call. I'll be in the morning, see where I'm going. I'll be all over this weekend, Friday. I think I'm going to Baltimore one day, so if you guys want to shadow me there. But I have a few properties in DC, so I'll be in DC most of the week. You guys can call and see where I'm going, or if I'm going. But other than that, let's go find properties. Lots of deals out here, lots of people to talk to. All right, you guys, take care. God bless, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, good night, everybody.